Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Trap on the Boom Bust channel, Bears podcast by Bears fan. I'm your host Terry, and today we're doing a film session. We're going to be looking at the run plays from the second quarter of the Cardinals game. This quarter had the most runs. Also, I think that's kind of where the big damage happened. Obviously, that's kind of where the lead built. We'll obviously catch the infamous touchdown as well, but trust me, a lot of meat on the bone, because there's like 30 something runs altogether. So yeah, I think this will be a good little sample. If we need to dig further in another video, we will, but I don't know how much y'all gonna want to see after seeing this. Too bad it's November. Like, it's a nice little thunderstorm going. I've been watching this film that's just frankly scaring me. It would have been perfect if this was October, little spooky vibes, because this tape is not, it ain't fun all the time. But hey, that's football. One thing that I want to say before we hear it in the comment section: yes, there's some holding. Yes, you can watch any single play of any team in the NFL and make a case for holding. That's not the end all be all, so that's not what we're here for. And also, as a reminder, the other team gets paid too. I think what comes up in all these conversations today, this idea that if you don't win every single matchup, then you should be fired, is just crazy to me. Sometimes a coach does a better job than you on a play or series. Sometimes a corner covers you better than you run. You could be Justin Jefferson or you can be Marvin Harrison, a rookie. It's going to happen. Individual matchups, schemes, all that. Sometimes you lose. The other team gets paid too. So there's that. All right, let's get into this. We got our first run. We're going to go from the wide. And you're going to, well, we'll point it out as you see it. So personnel wise, looks like 11 personnel. So just one tight end. You got McBride out there. They motion over to a 2x2. We're in zone, so we don't really move anything. And then they're going to come with a counter that doesn't go far, but we'll break it down because you definitely will see a lot of all this throughout the day. I want to go back real quick, but that's fine. So I'll walk you through what happens here on this play. Again, we got a pretty normal formation right now. Out of 11, we'll see, but a lot of counter going on. All right, so we're going to run this counter play or counter trap, and they're going to trap the end. So as you can see, they're leaving the end unblocked. They're going to pull to kick him out, and then McBride is coming as well to get kicked, to kick someone out. You can see the backside edge is going to get left because you got Kyler Murray. You can do that, and a lot of times you don't got to worry about that. All right, so Billings actually does a decent job, but the ball is not really supposed to go there. But he does a good job of getting penetration, but they block back. And actually, they don't lead it in, my bad, not on this play anyway. They block back, boom, boom, and pull the end. He's there, he kicks out. Now he has the C gap. Okay, fine. So what happens is McBride and the running back trip off each other because McBride was coming to get TJ Edwards. Yeah, he's the play side backer because the nickel is in and he's backside. So kick out the end, and then as you saw, or maybe you didn't, beach him. Since he doesn't have to kick out the end, he goes here, blocks backside backer. The pull comes for, or kick out, then comes for the play side backer. So again, let me not get into teaching mode, but that's what's gonna happen. And that would have hit, and again, we'll see this later, but they tripped off each other, so TJ Edwards is wide open to kind of make that play. Still a positive game, but not too bad. And like I said, they only had a few runs in the first quarter because that first drive was like a 3 and out, so they didn't really get going. They got a good gain at the end, but still. All right, so next play. Now we're in 12 personnel. And even with 12 personnel, it's going to be a bit of a trips look. So, backup strong safety, I want to say Hicks is his name. He ends up making that tackle. Let's back that up to say the play. Now, like I said, you got McBride and you got another tight end. The other tight end, I think, is Reedman or something like that. And backside is closed, so we decide lead a corner on that side. We don't really flip a lot because we don't run a ton of man. So corner is still on the backside unblocked. Now this is just a zone, an outside zone that gets cut back. Now Sanborn, I keep doing that. He's in now, so we're in base. We don't have a nickel. And we did this again last week to have a bigger body, and then we did this a lot. So Sanborn is in, and we're going to see him pursue, get caught up in the wash, and there's a big cutback. Byard did not play great, but he's a single high free safety. We don't, wait, my bad. Gotta go back. We don't expect him to necessarily do all those things, but we do want to get to the tight copy so you can see what happens. All right, so like I said, this is going to be an outside zone. I'm not here to argue with any coaches about that. The aiming point, the blocking point, we can see where they're all heading this way. All right, so he's aiming for this outside gap. You got two tight ends, so really you got extra gaps. And this is what happens when you got extra blockers that can get it done. So they kick out the end. Don't really need help, but you got it if you need it. And so we're climbing to the next level. You got this double team. They're climbing to the next level. Now, because it's outside zone, we're going really wide. So the play side tackle, he's moving with it. The backside D tackle, he's not. So he kind of takes himself out of play, gets turned around, releases this this guard to freely go up to the next level. And now Sanborn, who is really your backside player, he's going to over pursue this. He's going to over pursue this, get caught in the wash, and that's kind of what creates the cutback. Then we'll get to Byard in a little bit. So the reason I say he over pursue this, I'm sure there could be some argument, but you know, that's fine. The way we're gapped up right now, obviously he's got the D gap, and then you got a corner too. So really, and we did this a couple times. This I will say I don't like by Eberflus and the D staff. If you got a nub corner, to me, you should be in a 6 technique. Because what are we gaining by being outside the tight end with another person outside tight end? We got two people in the D gap. So now we have a C gap that's really unattained because this is A gap. Edwards is a B gap player. We technically don't have a C gap player. Unless you stunned and stuff, but we didn't. So anyway, backside B gap, which would make Edmonds the A gap. And then again, you got a guy that's outside, two people that are outside, and two guys that are standing near this B gap, whatever. It's a trips look. Technically, he's like our nickel, our strong side backer. He's going to be apex between 2 and 3. Which is fine, but if he's apex, there's no reason to have this end outside. Again, probably should be head up. Edmonds should be closer to the A gap, which is his responsibility. But either way, So we're not really gap sound great right from the beginning. Now here, the backside in, he's not going to get blocked at all again because you got Kyler Murray. So now, again, the flow is already happening. And you got the pursuit to where if he's doing his job, the safety's coming downhill, but then Edmonds is also coming to fill this interior, which means then, again, kind of cut backside, you'll have Sanborn. Sanborn not only goes to the same place Edmonds is, but he gets there faster than him because he's just flying, which is good. He's flying to the ball. Edmonds is trying to scrape over the top, giving up ground, and they both get caught in the wash because of that. And really, Sanborn kind of, again, just kind of makes it a 2-for-1. I would have liked him to slow play this a little bit better, trust his teammates, because you got this. These are the times you got to know your help, and we're going to say this all throughout this session. You got to know where your help is. Again, you got the inside linebacker, you got the safety, you're the backside linebacker. You got to know we're forcing it into the teeth of the defense. Cutting back, giving up your backside, that's not the teeth anymore. And that's exactly what happens. And then we got good old Byard, who we'll see multiple times, gives up ground. Backing up, poor angle. And as you can see, if Hicks doesn't make that tackle with that speed, we could have got scored on, which is a foreshadow for later. All right. Next play. I can't tell you what down it is from this angle. But either way, 12 personnel again, 2 tight ends. Under center, we're in base. All right, you're going to see the same little counter trap where they trap on the end. And again, if I said in audio, I said in film, this is really big in the league right now. Anything that gets people on the second level quick. So when you do these traps, you get to bring your lineman onto the second level untouched. And you get on the linebackers quick. And again, just genius scheme by the Cardinals. Our defensive tackles don't get off blocks, and our linebackers don't flow downhill. They don't run downhill. They flow over the top, and it was just a perfect combination. So anyway, we're going to trap to the other side. They kick out the end. We already got somebody on the linebacker. Edwards comes to fill. He gets kicked out by McBride, and he doesn't even feel that hard. So they're all kicked out. This double team then climbs to Sanborn, shields him off, almost shields him off. He barely gets in there. Now the safeties were there this time, so it wasn't going to score, but as you can see, the damage is kind of done. And I realized I left it at 75, so maybe if you want to see it from this angle one more time. Backside, kick it out. And their receivers block, or at least Michael Wilson, he blocks. I don't know about Marvin, and I mean that because I didn't pay attention to him. But Michael Wilson be blocking, and these tight ends be blocking. And again, we'll see a lot more of that as we go. So again, let's rewatch it. And I believe 96 is Pickens. So when he's in, because he hasn't played a lot. So again, kick it backside, or kick him out, not kick him out, but base backside, reduce down. What? Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, my bad. I remember this. This is unbalanced. I was like, because that's not their tackle. So they're in unbalanced. They got obviously 2 tight ends, but then they bring their right tackle over to the left tackle. So they're in unbalanced. And I just, again, I don't necessarily love the alignment, but it's fine, whatever. So 87 is able to reduce down, fan block this. They got these two. Double team on the play side. Like I said, tackle to linebacker to backside linebacker. Play side linebacker is for McBride, and the end is for the guard. And I don't hate what Walker did. I really don't. This is fine. But TJ Edwards, that's not great. I won't say that's piss poor, but it's not great. TJ, okay, you scraping over the top, bro. You saw it. I can see from the film. You see McBride coming, and you froze. Come down here. Why are you stopping? And we'll see it throughout this whole thing. We stop our feet. We give up ground. We're ready to catch blockers and runners. You gotta go make contact. You gotta go blow that up. Those are the type of things in the run game that make the difference. So he gets kicked out. You see Edmonds, he all the way out the play. That's done. And Billings, look, I'm not gonna say he was excellent, but it wasn't bad. These two just did their job. That's a beautiful double team. You can see Paris Johnson, who you know I love coming out the draft, just didn't let that double team go. Great angle. Made sure he stayed on it long enough while still working himself in position to try to cut off the next level. And James Conner just ran hard. Another good gainer. All right, we're in 11 personnel this time, one tight end. Motion over, going to be in about a 2x2 set. Now here's some of the spooky some of the spooky stuff in the league, and we're in the nickel personnel, by the way. See our nickel, so we just got two linebackers. So our nickel, and again, they motion over, so nickel really is in a stack position. And what you're going to see is a double trap. And I can't remember what team I saw this with. I want to say it was Baltimore versus Buffalo. Yeah, I saw that. Now I'm saying they're the only ones that did that. But when I told you I was looking at film earlier this year to see different things, I was like, man, they're doing a lot of trap and all that. Baltimore is one of those teams. So what you're going to see, they're going to let the D tackle go. He's going to come upfield. And they're also going to let the DN go. And they're going to trap both of them. So the people that aren't blocking them, they're free to go to the next level. And you'll see it more clearly once we get on the tight copy. But then backside, they don't block the DN, again, because you got Kyler Murray. And so he's free to go to the next level. So you got three blockers free to go to the next level. And they didn't even make the third block. So we'll show you the other angle, because they didn't even make the third block on the nickel. So again, you're going to have not three unblocked guys, but you're going to have two guys getting trapped, three offensive linemen free to the next level. So right here, and this is on Dexter. Dexter's guy is pulling. He's free up the field. Boom. Trap, angled, right out the play. Took himself right out. DN, he's the next guy. These two are not going to block him. They're going to keep it moving. DN makes contact tight end, playing outside. Boom, trap. And he's not necessarily wrong either. Again, on the end, you got to set the edge. Boom. I mean, he doesn't take that block on well, but he's at least kind of where he's supposed to be, even though his shoulders are turned. So there you go. Two guys already got trapped. Backside. again, they don't need to block him because you got Kyler Murray. He's going to make you hesitate. So now, Beachum, free to go up to the linebacker. McBride, free to go up to the linebacker. Paris, free to go up to the linebacker. One-on-one block right here. That's a recipe for disaster. Now, it's two people that can stop this play, because you might even be thinking, how do you even stop that? Two things. Number one, D-tackle one-on-one, defeat your matchup, defeat the block. Backside DN, make the play. Now, of course, he's going to hesitate because that's Kyler Murray. But he still does a decent job coming downhill. Connor just hits it so fast, and he just misses. And that happens a lot, but that's a game of inches and seconds. Second, Billings, like I said, defeat the matchup. Doesn't give up a ton of ground. Tries to shed at the last second, and you'll see, just misses. Game of inches and seconds. And then the rest is just effort as they have to chase it down. Now, the one thing I will say, as we see, and again, let me say, they didn't get the block on the nickel. He was set up too, but the play was so far downfield that McBride didn't know. So he was able to really help and slow down Connor a little bit. So credit to him, but not much to do. One thing I will say, Dexter, you're in the wrong. At least if I'm teaching, because your key, you're in the 3 tech, and really it doesn't matter, but your key is the guard. So unless we got a stunt or some special, if he turns his hips and pull, you need to maintain that outside gap. He lets him go and just comes right upfield, looking in the backfield. Oh, I'm going to come upfield, make a play. Boom. Trapped. Now, look, if he widens, if he continues to widen, then he could, well, not wide, like run it out, but if he just maintains his space right here, you could still have a pretty good play. I'm not going to sit here and say you wouldn't be able to. But at least if he held this block up, the DN would have been free, but you still kind of would have had the same problems. But still, I don't like how he backdoored this pull and took himself right out of there. But that's tough, man. That's tough. As I said, some things are just one-on-one matchups. All right, next play. 12 personnel out of the pistol, 2 tight ends. We got Sanborn. I don't know why I can't say that. I want to say Sanborn every time. All right, not a huge gain. A positive gain, not a huge gain. Yeah, I don't know. Not much to see from this angle. We'll get to the next angle. But again, these are the things that you saw from the Cardinals game plan, really testing us. All right, so you're going to see essentially, I don't know they actually were reading this. I think they were just doing this to, again, have one less person to block. But this is the beauty. You mix in a run threat quarterback with extra tight ends, this is what happens. All right, we could leave you unblocked. You're going to worry about Kyler. Now we got 2 extra guys that are just free to go downfield and block people. So then everything else you see is kind of duo for the most part. We got a kick out on the end. We got a combo and a combo. And then we get to use you as a read key. So then from here, they double. Edmonds comes to field, makes it easy for him. Edwards comes to field, makes it easy for him. Boom. I don't know what down and distance was, how much they needed, but on this play, you got to give Billings some credit. You got to give Dexter some credit. Continuing to work, continuing to fold inside. And again, it's all timing. It's all timing, because you saw those other plays where they were just a second too late. And had Connor hit this downhill and didn't dance, they would have been a second too late. He would have been gone. But they stayed with it, and they continued to crash towards the football, which is good work. And I'll even say Edwards didn't get completely blown up that time. I mean, still giving up too much, sitting there catching and waiting. Him and Edmonds catching and waiting. You watch it again, catching and waiting. They not feeling that. They not feeling it. I'm waiting to see where Connor goes so I can chase him. But even though he did that, he didn't get blown off his spot, so I give him that. But you see, again, kind of what they're looking to do. I'll slow this down just a tad bit. All right, we're in 12 personnel again. We got one tight end in the back. We got a closed backside. And if you couldn't tell, we got another trap. They're going to trap on the edge, and then they're going to use this tight end as well. They get down on our linebackers, and you can see the results. So Sanborn is in. Sanborn is in. 2x2. He's in the apex, but he's our backside defender on that, just in case you want to see. And he actually makes the play there. One of the people to make the play. All right, so let's see what that looks like from this angle. And again, this is scary film or great film, depending on which way you look at it. But as I can see already, once again, closed backside, two guys on the outside. Just I don't understand that, but whatever. That's not even necessarily consequential to the play. All right. So I already told you we got a trap. So the end, we're leaving. McBride, I get to go free to the linebacker. 87, I get to go free to whoever's out here. The guard backside, he's pulling, he's kicking him out. That's what we got. We're going to fan this backside. And really, if they wanted to, they could have probably not blocked them again, but they chose to. All right, so we got one-on-one. Then we got double team coming for Edmonds. Billings kind of falls, making it easy. Made it easy for Paris to get off, get to the next level. McBride got on Edwards right away. Edwards doesn't do anything with him. Next level. Stevenson's got nothing to do. Again, Walker doing the best he can. And Billings, even though he fell and he still creates a little bit of a pile, but you just got a good running back. And again, had Billings not fail, maybe he hits that even harder, but still, that allows him to get up to the linebackers. And you see TJ Edwards and Edmonds, man, they just washed out. They not doing nothing. They looking to catch. They're not looking to dry that block back. They're not looking to get off of it. They're just looking to catch. All right, so 12. Yeah, 84. 12 personnel again. This time in motion. Now this one I remember. This almost could have hit worse, even though we're basically in the white zone. So they leave, or they don't leave. They were kicking out Booker on the edge, and 84 doesn't do a great job. And so Booker is able to recover and make the play. Um, Even with that happening, they still get a positive gain. But this is really essentially just big on big. And we'll look at it from the tight copy. And I'm watching the Chiefs in the background go down again to the Bucks. This game's starting to become interesting. All right. So they motion. Oh yeah, we're in base personnel. They motion. You see we got a safety down. So we got 8 in the box. And then this is just going to be big on big. They lead it in again to kind of effectively, it's another trap almost. But even if you thought of it like split zone, whatever, but it's more big on big. So kick out, double team here, go to the linebacker, kick out the end. And everything's executed for the most part. Billings does a better job this time where he holds up the double team, but doesn't necessarily matter because that's backside. But he did a good job. But essentially they got to where they wanted. McBride on Edwards again. This double team gets to Edmonds, creating that spot. And really, actually, that's where Connor should have went. He let that go a little early. But either way. And I can't see who that's Byard. So give him credit. He fights the backside receiver block to help Phil. Because had that been gone, this would have been tutty. And Booker, even with Booker, that would have been tutty if Byard didn't fight that. So Booker again folds back in because the play bounces. He looks to help, and Byard does a good job too. But again, another positive play, another just physical run. All right, we're here again. I want to say 12 personnel. No, it can't be 12. 13 personnel. Connor almost scores this one. Just barely stopped him. So, out of the pistol, 13 personnel. And this time, let's just go to the tight. I'm pretty sure it's just big on big here. Wait, this is a different play. All right, here we go. 13 personnel, all 3 of their tight ends. All right, so we got duo. They leave the backside in once again. So double team across the board. They don't even really get this correct on the backside at all, because it should have been a combo here up to Edwards, or maybe 87 was supposed to go to Edwards, but I think he went outside to the safety. Either way, to me, it looked like it should be combo here, combo to here, combo to here, and then they just help on the outside and then leave him as the read key. But it seems like something got miscommunicated. But these two never make a block, and so Edwards is free. But it doesn't ultimately matter because Connor cuts it the other way. And Edmonds, as you can see, was kind of thinking he was going that way initially, so he ends up taking himself out of position where they could easily double him. And then over here, I mean, good job backside pursuit by Taylor. Good job by Booker too. And you could call that defensive hold, but whatever. That's what he's supposed to do. Took on that double team. Really mixes McBride up, so that gives Sanborn. I swear to God, I can't say this man's name. That gives Sanborn some more time, even though he kind of peaks the wrong way too. But eventually, he's able to be in this play only because of what Booker does. But it's not great. It's not great, and I don't again understand the alignment because I don't want to go back to the why, but I'm pretty sure Stevenson is here. So you got two extra tight ends. We head up this time. So again, what's the gaps? You got this guy in the D gap, another guy in the D gap. We got a B gap. Technically, I guess a C gap, A gap, A gap. Technically again, C gap, B gap, and outside. That leaves an extra gap here. So we got to really understand what we're doing. We don't need both of these guys on the perimeter, plus a corner. You just don't need that. But either way, that kind of throws things off just a little bit. But it helps us to a certain extent. But Connor just does a good job, man. Like I said, he bounces it. Our linebackers took false steps, kind of peeking. And Connor on the plant, just enough speed to out leverage us. And then, of course, Stevenson misses the tackle. He almost dives in, but hey, kudos to Booker, man. He was fighting on that play. All right, this is a touchdown. I don't know how much you really need to see the intricacies. It's going to be a power play. Off of motion at the goal line. They go in. They're going to pull something. I mean, as you can see, there's a goal line. It's going to be a lot of big on big. And then they're going to pull somebody too. So they pull that backside guard. Everything else is collapsed. Big on big. Guard's going to hit the first white jersey he sees. Sanborn just boxed out by that tight end. Able to go in. I'll let you run it back one more time in case you want to see something else. But, that's just a tough play. It is what it is on the goal line. And now we get to the infamous run play before halftime. Look, if you heard Eberflus talk today, if you watched the play, you know we were in the pass blitz, which it's a lot of things I could say about this. And again, I'm fully open to acknowledging it might just be my bias, but this is not something I'm going to fire a coach over. Like, okay, if you want to say, man, we had two end of like the half plays that back-to-back weeks that were just egregious. I'm not about to fight you on that, but I'm not about to sit here and advocate to fire a head coach. You really think that's all it boils down to? Not about to advocate that. But this is, I won't even say this is necessarily bad, but it's bad optics. Because, yes, again, what we had last week, that is what it is, even though I'm not about to sit here and make it seem like it's Eberflus' fault that Stevenson was talking to the crowd and didn't do his job. But we had that. So piggybacking off that, you have this, where some people, and this is, again, this is why I don't really care what people say, because you're going to lose no matter what. Because guess what? They sat here all week last week. Oh, you should have blitzed. You should have blitzed. Why weren't we blitzing? Why we just let them have all day? Okay, you get in a situation, 12 seconds left, end of the half, potential Hail Mary threat, whatever. All right, we're going to heat them up. We're going to blitz. Everybody was saying I should have blitzed. I'm going to blitz this time. You blitz this time, they go for a run, and they score. And it's like, what are you doing, you idiot? You're an idiot to run a pass pressure with 12 seconds left at the half behind the 50. But you weren't an idiot when they wanted you to do that last week at the end of the game. But hey, again, you might as well do what you want to do because they're going to say you're wrong no matter what. All right, so he runs a pass play. Obviously, we're in our nickel formation. We're in a pass look. We're expecting pass. It's 3-by-1, 11 personnel, 12 seconds left in the half, ready for a pass play, decides to do a pass pressure. So we blitz the nickel. We drop the backside in and everybody shifts over. So Booker's going to shift here. We're going to flash and roll that coverage. That's what the look was. Now this happens to be, again, another counter, another counter trap, and tutty. So what happens here? This is going to make you sick for a number of different reasons, but it's going to make you sick because you're going to realize that what was called actually should have stopped this. And so one thing I do want to point out before we get to that, we'll get to the tight, but as everything's happening, it's a chase situation now. And I'm not going to say this is completely on Byard, but this is a problem. All right, Byard back with backpedal. You see it's a run, right? Now, we talked about help. If you're this defender, where's your help? Your help is to the inside of the play. All right? So now you're coming up. First of all, you stop. You are like 10, 12 yards away from the play. Why are you stopped and not coming downhill? So now you backing up and you giving up space, but it's the end of the half. Okay, I get it. So what do you decide to do? You're going to dance with the blocker. You don't even make a decision. By the time you make a decision, you make it late that you want to play outside leverage. And by that time, you're getting outran. So I bring that up to say what you're supposed to do at this point. You're, first of all, moving up with some actual intensity because you don't want to sit here and give up all this space. That's going to give the runner more time to decide and everything else. You come up here. Once you get to the point of collision, and yes, use the blocker. Collide with him, push him to your outside shoulder, and, clog up that space, but then keep your outside arm free so you can run this guy to the sideline. Use him as use the sideline as a defender, squeeze him. Push this ball back into the pursuit. The pursuit is here. So had Byard came up, not like right here, but if he's coming up and collides and he plays outside arm free, he forces this ball back in, we probably get a stop. But he doesn't. He gets to the point of collision, stops, doesn't make a decision. By the time you make, first of all, false steps inside. When he does make a decision, it's too late. You can see the pursuit. You see Hicks coming from backside. You see all the backside pursuit. Byard should have punched that and played fundamental football. But we got other issues too. All right, so no. Okay, cool. I pushed the wrong button, but there's no next play. All right, so we're going to see it from the tight copy. Again, we got 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, plus our nickel. So what's going to happen here? we're in double threes. Kinda. Matter of fact, they look like they almost in fours, but let's just call them threes. Three techniques outside the guard. So these two, and I'm sure they got a call. These two are pulling now because they're uncovered. So what do? Tackle takes that 33. Tight end leaves him on the edge, gets to the linebacker. Edge, we're going to kick him out. Second guy is going to follow through. First guy can get. Tackle takes this 3 technique. And then guard goes up because he has nobody else. So basically it's a double team, but he makes a decision, so guard just goes up to the next level. The end is unblocked. And it didn't matter because he was dropping in the coverage anyway. So we blitz. Again, end comes free, and we have a blitzer here. They want to run the ball to the perimeter. That's where they want to go, and that's where we blitz. This actually should have worked. Now, the problem that happens is the DN, we don't collapse this enough. The DN comes unblocked, comes up field, and again, not great. Honestly, not great at all. Especially in this situation on the blitz, you might want to wrong arm this. Again, I know you're not expecting run, but the problem is, had Taylor come up field and had a collision with this first block, what would have happened is the second pull would have bubbled, the runner would have bubbled, and Edmonds would have had a free flow. Our nickel would have had a chance. Our safeties would have had a free flow. We would have shut this down. But instead, because Taylor gets folded inside, this guard doesn't have to bubble. They stay on track. Our blitzer obviously stays on track. Edmonds stays on track. And it creates a giant cutback lane. Now, Edwards never even thought about ever doing anything with that block. And it's just good night. It's good night. It's speed. Booker, unblocked backside. Again, inches from stopping that. Plays over. But no. Couldn't get there. And as you can see from this angle, Byard. Dummy. Bruh, you got this is where the help is. Play the leverage. And I get it. Part of you is like, okay, I don't want him to just run straight up the middle. And I'm not saying just vacate, but again, collide. You backpedaling and dancing with the blocker, you giving him a two-way go. You got to squeeze this enough to get the backside pursuit. And he makes no decision, so the running back makes the decision for him. Overall, just a real bad beat. It's a bad beat. I wouldn't even say, we got caught in the pass blitz and that's what messed us up. Not really. Because again, like I'm showing you, that probably should have worked. We should have got dumb lucky and stopped that. Even though we were playing the pass, but we got dumb lucky the other way, or dumb unlucky, I should say, and they scored on us. And Taylor, that's just tough. That's just tough. But this is good football. This is football. Hey, you might have saw some stuff I didn't see, but and feel free to point it out. But to me, it's just good football, bro. And sometimes the other team is just going to be better. So that's it for me. Go down in the comment section. Let me know what you saw, what you think. Share it around, get the conversation started. Thumbs up, subscribe, and remember, stay up and bear down.